Well, hello there. This is the Mechlab intro to the next config that we will be featuring in our next gameplay video, which will be uploaded after this is uploaded. This is the Stormcrow variant SCR-D. It's a 55-ton medium. It's very stylish, very pretty. Well, let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, as you can see, we've got 55 tons. All but one slot is used. Not a tremendous amount of armor. Heat management is only 1.22, so keep that in mind. I had to really strike a balance with this mech. I mean, it's a choice between not having enough LRM ammo or not having the 6ERSMALL lasers that I wanted, because having 5 just doesn't have the same appeal to it as having 6, because with 6 you can do 30 damage a shot with these lasers. So, for LRM-15s, you can see the amount of ammo I have: 6 SMALL lasers, 4 double heat sinks, that's it. Not a tremendous amount of heat sinks. This is not, you cannot fire the missiles and these at the same time for very long at all. But you really, I mean, if you're up close, you know, you could fire 2 of these at a time, and these and last a little longer. But I guess we'll get into that a little deeper in a second. The armor's almost as good as you can get. The armor here is almost as good as you can get. The back armor is pretty weak on this mech, as you can see. Let's go ahead and go to weapons groups. All 6 SMALL lasers on trigger 1, and their range is 200, optimal range 230, which isn't all that great. But I mean, it's meant basically as defense, or to go after somebody that everybody else is already going after and he ain't gonna see you. All 60 LRMs on trigger 2, just like the Blood Asp, all missiles were on trigger 2, and then half the missiles on trigger 3. So again, just like the Blood Asp, what you would want to do is trigger this, then an instant later this, to avoid the ghost heat. That's pretty much it for that. Let's go to skills. Okay, as usual, nothing on weapon cooldown, everything on range, everything on heat gen, everything on velocity, everything on laser duration. No, excuse me, nothing on laser duration. I'm so used to saying everything on it that I forgot to mention this time there's nothing on laser duration. I figured it's SMALL lasers, the laser duration probably ain't gonna be that long anyway. Excuse me. Everything on your missile bonuses. Just 4 skeletal density on this one. Everything on armor hardening. You'll see why I kind of reduced some of these here in a moment. It's because I did all this. All the kinetic bursts and speed twerks. I just like saying twerk now because I thought it was funny in the last video. All the speed twerks you can get. Right, nothing on any of this. Everything on cool run, everything on heat containment, everything on target decay. I mean, it is a missile boat. This mech does not have ECM, so obviously I didn't select these, but I did select everything else to try and help it out. Nothing on consumables. I think that's probably the greatest weakness of this config, is that it does not have ECM. Problem is, no Stormcrow has ECM. Believe me, I looked. Okay, consumables, just 1 unmodified cool shot. Right? It's a pretty decent mech. It really is. I guess I should talk about it here for a moment. We look down here. Firing everything at once at somebody, technically doing 90 damage, which is actually greater than the Warhammer 2C featured in the last Mechlab video. The armor is pretty weak. This is an aluminum can. Oh, and you'll probably want me to draw attention to this. 1 on head, which means it's potentially, you could get headshotted if somebody hits you with 2 Gauss or something like that. You could literally die in 1 shot in this mech. It's entirely possible. But this mech is a beast. I mean, it's a beast. Look, 30 damage at 230 meters and closer every time you fire this, and the recycle time is 3.2 on this. I mean, that's pretty hefty. It's enough to keep small and medium mechs that are looking to kill you hesitant when they're going to be taking some damage. And it's always best, though, to stay with your team. You always want to stay with some team members, especially if you're in a missile boat, because, like I've said before, there are people out there who literally make it their business to go down and hunt down missile boats, and that's like how they get their points. Well, I think what really stands out about this config is that you've got 60 LRMs per, full volley on a medium mech. Not only 60 LRMs, but this, which you can fire a couple times all together before you overheat. Remember your cool shot. Remember, that you also have the override button, although I wouldn't rely on that too much because we all know what happens when you do. You go boom and everybody laughs at you. Hey, look, he killed himself. This is a monster of a mech. I'm really proud of this config. This is not a config you're going to see on any other MechWar Online channel, not unless they see it here and then copy this video on theirs. That's the only way you're ever going to see this. This is a hybrid. You see the head is SCR-D, SCR-D left torso, SCR-D left arm, right torso also SCR-D, but over here I swapped it out for an SCR-B so I could get these lasers. Pardon me. Once again, when I talk often, I kind of tend to start coughing a little bit when I talk too much. You're losing a lot of your quirks on this mech by not having SCR-D here, but it would just be another missile port. It would be just like this over here. It's possible you could run, 80 LRMs. It might be possible if you just wanted to take that and nothing else. I don't know. I think the devs actually intended this mech to run nothing but SRMs. I think that was their original idea with the quirks for missiles and stuff. I don't know. I haven't really checked the quirks recently. But anyway, that's about all I got here. The next video will feature the gameplay of this mech. Like I said before, I don't generally talk in the gameplay videos. I'll just put text down here on the bottom right if there's something I think you gotta know. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I hope everyone has a good day.